Hello all, this is lecture 4 of unit number 5th, which is power converter, belongs to basic electrical engineering course offered in BTech first year in both Bikaner Technical University and Rajasthan Technical University. This is the syllabus of this unit, and today we are going to see the bipolar junction transistor symbol, construction, type and its VI characteristic. So bipolar junction transistor, which is also known as BJT in short, developed in 1947 when we got our independence by Dr. John Bardeen, Dr. Walter Brattain, under guidance of Dr. William Shockley. And it happens in Bell Laboratory, a very famous laboratory of USA. And all the three scientists got Nobel Prize in 1956 for this invention because it changed the whole technology world. Its first working model has been developed, although it is invented in 1947, but its first prototype has been developed in 1951. Now, what is the meaning of this bipolar? The meaning of bipolar means the current which is going to flow through this device is both due to electrons and holes. In semiconductor materials, we know that we have two charge carriers, electron and holes. And here we have included this bipolar terminology within the name of the semiconductor device just to indicate that both electrons and holes are responsible for the flow of current. There are another category of device which is MOSFET or field effect transistor category, in which current flow due to only one charge carrier. Just to differentiate with that, we have name bipolar. There are two type of this bipolar junction transistor, NPN and PNP. NPN and PNP. These are the symbol of both NPN and PNP. We have three terminal: collector, emitter, and base. This is the collector terminal, this is the emitter terminal, and this is the base terminal. Base is the control terminal. Okay. And with the help of this arrow, we can easily recognize where it is NPN or PNP. So at what terminal we are going to put this arrow? We are going to put this arrow on emitter terminal. And if this arrow is out of the device, that means from this vertical line, it is going out, then it is representing NPN bipolar junction transistor. If it is going in, then it is representing PNP bipolar junction transistor. We can have any orientation, like here emitter is drawn at the top, collector at bottom, but we have to mark arrow at emitter only. If I'm drawing the symbol in this way, again we have to mark the arrow on the emitter terminal. Here also it is true. If it is towards the device, it means it is PNP. If it is away from the device, it means it is NPN bipolar junction transistor. And again, see the difference? This is the symbol and this is the actual device. So we do not have to confuse with this symbol. Actually, symbol is a representation of, or just symbolic representation of the device. It is not the actual device shape. Now, we'll focus on NPN bipolar junction transistor. We'll not go through PNP bipolar junction transistor. So this is the construction of signal NPN bipolar junction transistor or normal NPN bipolar junction transistor. as I said in the previous lecture also, that we have two type of semiconductor devices. One is the signal device, another is which is known as normal device. We can say it means it works at low voltage and low current, and another is power device, which works at high voltage and high current. Generally, a device can carry more than 1 ampere current. It comes in the power category, although it is just a very rough division of the devices. So in case of NPN, we have three layers, N, P, and N. The area of this N is large, whereas area of this P is smallest, and area of this second N region is in between these two areas. That means areas of P and areas of this N. This N plus is connected with the emitter terminal. This N is connected with collector terminal, and this P is connected with base terminal. This N is highly doped. And why it is known as emitter? Because from this place electron emits and it goes towards cathode. And that's why it is highly doped, and it is the connected terminal is emitter. This collector has to collect the charge carriers, it has to dissipate power, and that's why its area is larger. This base is the smallest, it is providing the controllability of this device. And if this area will be similarly, the P is lightly doped. If it will be highly doped or normal doped, or if its area is large, whatever electrons is coming from emitter, the all electrons will be consumed over here, because here lack of electron in p-type semiconductor material, majority charge carriers are whole, so all the electrons will be consumed, and so will not have device a current through the device. And for that purpose we have lightly doped and a smallest area within this region. And this is the construction of power BJT. This is not the whole construction, this is one slight piece of the whole construction of the device. It means the same thing will be replicated 1,000 times within a single device. So we have N plus, again the number of layers will be same, and here also it is N plus. That means the total area is N type. Here it is P type, which is behaving as a base, and this again N type, which is behaving as emitter terminal. So within the P region, we have so many wells like this, and thousands of wells will be within the within one semiconductor power BJT, power NPN BJT, and uh, all these are making or increasing the device capability. Like this N minus region is enhancing its voltage capability, and all these N plus region, the highly doped N plus region, are increasing its current capability, and so device is known as power by power NPN bipolar junction transistor. Now, how we'll draw this? This one is simple to draw. How you can easily draw it? So first of all, draw a sketching area, not a straight line, a curved line you have to draw like this, and then complete this rectangle. Within the rectangle, at bottom, take some area and mark it N plus, and connect a terminal at this place, which will be known as collector terminal. And then we have to draw another area which is lightly N plus, lightly doped N region, that is N minus. Minus represents lightly doping, so this is N minus. And then in the third region we have to write P type semiconductor material, and within the P type we have to draw a number of wells, and all wells will be N plus, and connect all the N plus at a single point, which is going to behave as emitter terminal. Similarly, connect all the base region at one place, and it is going to behave as a base region. So in this way, you can draw the symbolic representation of, the construction of power NPN bipolar junction transistor. Mode of operation, we have four mode of operation, in which one is rarely used. So we have cutoff, active, inverse active, and saturation. Out of these four mode of operation, this active region, if this bipolar junction transistor is working in active region, it means it will behave as an amplifier. It will enhance the power of a signal, what we have in case of audio system. And if it is working in cutoff and saturation region, then it will work as a switch. It will be on in saturation region if it is working, and it will behave as a off switch when it is working in cutoff region. Inverse active is rarely used, but we must have to know what is the meaning of it. Now, depending on the junction biasing, we have two junction in this uh, construction. We can easily see. This is known as collector base junction. This is a PN junction now. This is a PN junction, collector base junction. And here also we have a PN junction, which is known as base emitter junction. So two junction we have in case of bipolar junction transistor. One more important point, how many junctions are available in this power BJT? Only two type of junction. There is no junction here, no junction. Why no junction? Because we do not have P-type, N-type semiconductor material. The first junction is at this place. This is the junction, which is collector base junction. And this junction, in all these three, it is same. In this junction, we have base emitter junction. So even in power NPN bipolar junction transistor, we can see so many layers, but we have only two type of junction: collector base junction and base emitter junction. So basic configuration will not be changed even in the designing of power semiconductor device. So if base emitter junction is reverse bias, collector base junction is reverse bias, device will work in cutoff mode. If base emitter forward bias, collector base reverse bias, so device will work in active mode as an amplifier. If base emitter reverse bias, collector base forward bias, device will work in inverse active, rarely used. And if base emitter is forward bias, collector base is forward bias, then device will work in saturation mode, and it is behaving as a on switch. Here in cutoff, if it is working, it is going to behave as an off switch. Now, since this device has three terminals, so we can have three different circuit connections, and that is known as configuration of the circuit. At in one circuit, base terminal will be common, so that configuration is known as common base configuration. In another, emitter can be common, that is known as common emitter configuration. Similarly, collector terminal can be common, that is known as common collector configuration. In power converter, this common emitter configuration is used, and so we are going to see the VI characteristic in case of common emitter configuration. So two kind of VI characteristic is possible in case of bipolar junction transistor. One is known as input characteristic. Input characteristic. And second one is output characteristic. Okay. This input characteristic is also known as base emitter junction. Actually, this is a common emitter configuration. See, this is the emitter terminal, and it is common to the both input side and output side. Actually, this bipolar junction transistor can easily be recognized as two port network. This is known as input port and this is known as output port. Okay, so the circuit which is available to the input, that is known as input circuit, and the circuit which is available to the output, that is known as output circuit. And so if I'm plotting the characteristic graph of this region, that is known as input characteristic, and if I'm plotting the characteristic graph for this circuit or this region, this is known as output characteristic. Okay, so how we are going to draw this input characteristic? So what we have to do, from the input side we are applying a voltage. In series we are putting a resistance just to control the maximum amount of current, and we are going to measure 2 points. One is known as input current, which is base current, because this name of this terminal is base, so this current is IB, and this is the VB. uh, Before going through the characteristic, let's learn how to draw this circuit. So we have bipolar junction transistor. This is the bipolar junction transistor. This is the base terminal. This is the collector terminal, and this is the emitter terminal. So first of all, we are going to apply voltage from the input side, and I will mark this voltage as VB, and by with the help of resistance, we are going to connect this positive voltage to the base. And since this is the resistance connected to the base terminal, so I'm going to say this is RB, and this negative terminal of the battery will be connected to emitter. Similarly, in collector side also, we are going to connect a resistance and a DC voltage in this manner. Since this voltage is connected to the collector terminal, so we'll say this VCC, this resistance RC, and the current which is going to flow in this collector to emitter side, that is known as IC, collector current, and this current will be IP, and this voltage will be known as VBE. This subscript itself representing how this voltage will be measured. The voltage will be measured at base terminal with respect to emitter. Similarly, we are going to measure the voltage at collector terminal with respect to emitter, and so this is known as VCE. So in this way, you have to draw this circuit diagram. And for input characteristic, we are going to measure these two voltages. Sorry, the two parameter, IB, base current, and VBE, base emitter voltage. These two are the input parameter. And where this voltage we have to measure, we do not have to worry about this voltage. We have to measure the voltage across the terminal of the input side. That means across the base emitter, and how much current which is passing through this base. With the help of these 2 points, we are going to plot the VI characteristic. Why it is known as VI characteristic? Because we are plotting the graph between voltage and current. So if we do so, we know that this between this base and emitter, we have a PN junction, and so characteristic will come similar to the diode characteristic. This is the N, this is the P, and this is the N, and here we have base terminal, here we have emitter terminal. So we are going to plot this characteristic. Actually, this characteristic for this PN junction, and so its characteristic comes like a diode. Okay, and at this point of time, since we are going to get the graph, so we need number of points. So this voltage, the voltage we are external voltage which we are applying from the input side must be variable, but this must be fixed. Whatever be the voltage, we have to keep this voltage constant during this experiment. We do not have to change this VCC, because depending on this VCC, we are going to get this voltage VCE. Okay, so for a particular VC, we are going to get this graph. If I'm changing the VC, this graph will change. Okay, and this characteristic is similar to what we are getting, the characteristic of PN junction diode. Now we'll draw the output characteristic. To draw the output characteristic, we have to make the voltage which we are going to connect at collector terminal. We have to make this voltage variable. This voltage should be constant for a particular graph. And we are going to measure two parameters, IC, collector current, and VCE. And this is the output side parameter. So current graph will be plotted between the two parameters, then it will be known as output characteristic. It is also known as collector emitter characteristic. So suppose for this VV voltage which we are having at this time, current IB0 is flowing. Let us consider this voltage is 0 volt, and so IB0 will be equal to 0 ampere. So what will happen if this base current is 0? Although we are changing this voltage from 0 to some voltage 50 volt, we are going to get nearly zero amount of current which is passing through collector to emitter, and this region is known as cutoff region. It means it is very clear that if I want to make this device into cutoff region, I want to take this device into cutoff region, simply just give zero base current to it. Now suppose I am increasing this voltage to 3 volt, so some base current will flow through the base terminal. Let us consider this is the VB1. So if VB1, IB1, not VB1, IB1. So if IB1 is the base current, that time characteristic graph will be like this. Initially, it will start from 0 and it will go like this. And it is not parallel to this x-axis. It is slightly inclined with the x-axis, having slight slope with respect to x-axis. Similarly, again, I am increasing this base current. How I can increase it? I will increase this voltage, external applied voltage. So automatically base current will increase, and so I'm getting a number of characteristic graph depending on the different values of base current. So we have three regions in this output characteristic. Here you can see IB5 is greater than IB4, and so we are having the characteristic graph like this. So we have three regions. This region is cutoff region. Here voltage is very small now and current is high, so we can easily assume here device is behaving as an on switch, and this region is known as saturation region, and this region is known as active region. So this output characteristic graph is having three different regions: cutoff, saturation, and active. Here device behaves as an amplifier, and if it is working in cutoff and saturation, and it can change its state from cutoff to saturation, then it is behaving as a switch. In cutoff active region, IC, that means collector current, is directly proportional. Suppose here we are measuring, so collector current will be directly proportional to base current. Okay, and it is related also. Like this alpha, we are having two type of gain in case of bipolar junction transistor. One is known as forward current gain, which is represented by alpha, and its ratio is IC upon IE. We know that the IE current, this is known as IE current, which is passing through the emitter terminal. And obviously, if current is coming from this side and this side, both will go towards emitter terminal. So if emitter terminal will have the summation of these two current, and that's why if I'm taking ratio of IC upon IB, it will always be less than 1. Practically, the alpha value is 0.95 to 0.99. The second gain is current gain is beta. In a small signal model, which is also known as HFE, it is ratio of IC upon IB. It is always greater than 1. IB is very small amount of current. So if I will take ratio of IC upon IB, it will be always greater than 1. and beta value varies from a very low value to very high value. And what is relationship between alpha and beta? Alpha equal to beta upon 1 plus beta. From this current relationship, easily we can prove it. Just divide this by IE, we'll get relationship, and this beta will be equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. So we have to divide the whole equation by IE. So IE, we are dividing here also, here also, here also. So what we are going to get? 1 equal to IC upon IE equal to how much? Alpha, and IB upon IC upon IB equal to beta. So IB upon IC equal to 1 upon beta. If we'll solve it, either we can make this equal this into alpha form or in beta form. So we'll get the relationship. This alpha equal to beta upon 1 plus beta and beta equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. So let's stop over here. In the next lecture, we are going to see MOSFET, which is another category, and it is unipolar device. And that's why due to this device, only bipolar junction transistor is having its name bipolar. Okay, so thank you.